All right, girls, let's cut the nonsense. If he can't afford you now, I don't care what excuses you're making. Trust me, he never will. Not emotionally, not financially, not in his actions. And honey, if you've been sitting there thinking, maybe he's just saving up, maybe he's stressed, maybe he'll come around, stop right now. That's the trap. That's the exact thinking that keeps you stuck with a man who will never show up the way you deserve. Now, stick with me, because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot a man who's worth your time, how to level up your standards, and why walking away from the wrong man is actually your secret weapon. And trust me, if you hang tight to the very end, you'll learn the single mindset shift that flips the whole dating game in your favor. You're going to feel powerful, irresistible, and untouchable. So keep watching, girls, because what I'm about to tell you, it might just change how you date forever. Let's go over why he can't afford you now. When I say he can't afford you, I'm not just talking about money, all right? That's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm talking about the kind of man who can't show up for you emotionally, mentally, or physically. He's the one who disappears when things get real, who promises big but delivers tiny, who makes you question your worth more than he reassures it. And here's the harsh truth, girls. A man reveals his investment level early. His actions now are a preview of the future. If he's not taking care of your needs, showing up consistently, and prioritizing you today, nothing magical is going to change tomorrow. Think about the guy who's constantly tight on cash when it comes to dates, gifts, or even planning fun experiences. Or the one who never makes time for you, cancels plans last minute, or always leaves you feeling like an afterthought. I'm going to tell you something most women don't want to hear. If he can't give you these basic things now, there's zero chance he's going to change later. And here's a little secret. Men are wired by evolutionary psychology to invest where they see a return. If he's not seeing your value as someone worthy of his time, attention, and resources, he won't. Period. Now, here's where it gets tricky, because most women fall for the excuse-making trap. You've heard it before. He's stressed with work, or he's saving for the future. Listen, girls, I get it. Life is hard. But I also know this. A man who truly values you finds a way. He doesn't make excuses. He shows up. And that's exactly why most women stay stuck. But here's the kicker. The mistake almost every woman makes is about to be exposed in the next section. Stick with me, because this one mindset shift is going to save you months, maybe years of heartbreak. All right, girls, I'll go over the biggest mistake I see women make, and I mean so many of you, is staying for the hope of change. I've been there. I've seen it with my girlfriends. A man isn't showing up, isn't investing, isn't prioritizing you, but you stay thinking, maybe he'll realize my worth eventually. Or worse, maybe he loves me in his own way. Stop it. Just stop. That's not love. That's wishful thinking. Let me break this down. Behavioral psychology tells us humans respond to reinforcement. If he's not consistently rewarding your time and energy with investment, emotional, financial, or otherwise, your brain starts to normalize disappointment. You start accepting crumbs because you've been trained to expect crumbs. That's not romance. That's manipulation, whether he realizes it or not. Here's a real-life example. I had a friend. Let's call her Emily. She dated this guy for 2 years. Every time she tried to bring up her needs, like going on a proper date or him paying attention to her, he'd promise he'd do better. And Emily kept hoping. She waited for him to change. And what happened? 2 years later, she was exhausted, drained, and still nothing had changed. He never invested. He never would. Girls, don't let this be you. If a man isn't showing you the respect, effort, and resources you deserve right now, walking away isn't rejection. It's self-respect. It's strategy. It's femininity in action. And here's the twist most women miss. The moment you stop tolerating crumbs, you instantly become more attractive. That's right, reverse psychology 101. A man who sees that you won't settle for less, suddenly he notices. Suddenly he wants in, but only if he's the right man. And the ones who can't step up, they self-select out. Now stick with me, because in the next section, I'm going to teach you the mindset shift that flips the entire dynamic. Once you get this, you'll never tolerate a man who can't afford you again. And girls, it's a mindset so powerful, most women never even know it exists. Okay, girls, here's where it gets good. I'll go over the mindset you need to internalize that will change your dating life forever. It's called the feminine power shift. So, what is this shift? It's simple. You stop trying to convince a man of your worth. You stop negotiating crumbs. You stop chasing someone who isn't showing up. And instead, you become the prize. Now, don't confuse this with arrogance or playing games. I'm talking about true feminine power, the kind that blends charm, allure, boundaries, and strategy. It's about showing him your value through your actions, presence, and energy. It's about letting him invest in you because he genuinely wants to, not because you begged, nagged, or lowered your standards. Here's how it works in everyday terms. 1. Set boundaries. Know what you will and won't tolerate. No excuses. If he cancels plans last minute for the third time in a row, you don't chase. You gracefully move on. A high-value man sees this and adjusts his behavior, or he self-eliminates. 2. Leverage your allure. Your charm is your power. A man should feel lucky to spend time with you. This isn't about manipulation. It's about radiating confidence, playfulness, and energy that draws him in naturally. 3. Invest in yourself. Always, always, always. The moment you start to rely on him for emotional, financial, or social validation, you lose power. But when you're building your life, your career, your friendships, and your joy independently, that energy is magnetic. 4. Demand consistency. A man shows you who he is through consistent action. Words are cheap. Time, effort, and attention, priceless. If he can't give that now, he won't later. Girls, let me hit you with a little psychology truth. Men are wired to value what is scarce. If you're always available, always forgiving, always bending over backward, he loses the thrill, the desire, the need to invest. But when you know your worth, enforce boundaries, and radiate feminine energy, suddenly, he's the one chasing you, proving his value and willing to invest fully. Now, I know you're dying to hear how to actually recognize the signs of a man who's ready to invest, and that's exactly what comes next. But I'll tell you this right now. Once you adopt this mindset, the men who can't afford you now, they disappear without a second thought. And the men who are ready to spoil you, emotionally and financially, they'll come forward naturally, like moths to your flame. Before we go on, girls, if you're loving this so far, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. I've got even juicier strategies coming that are going to change your dating game forever, and you do not want to miss it. All right, girls, now that you're armed with the mindset shift, it's time to get tactical. How do you actually spot a man who's ready to invest in you? Because let's be real, the dating world is full of wannabes and part-timers. Here's the truth. High-value men make themselves obvious. They don't hide behind excuses or games. If a man can't afford you now, emotionally, financially, or mentally, he's not about to wake up tomorrow and suddenly start treating you like a queen. But the right man? You'll see the signs immediately. He prioritizes you without you asking. Notice how he fits you into his life naturally. A man worth your time makes time. He calls, texts, and shows up because he wants to, not because you nag or guilt him. He invests, not just in things, but in you. It's not about the fancy dinners or gifts, though yes, a little pampering never hurts. It's about his attention, his emotional availability, and how he shows he cares. Does he remember your favorite wine? Does he notice when you're having a rough day? That's the investment that matters. He's consistent, not just charming. Charm is easy, girls. Any man can say the right words. But a man who's serious, he proves it through actions, not promises. If he disappears for days and comes back with excuses, that's a red flag. He respects your boundaries. This one's huge. If he pushes, pressures, or guilt trips you, he's not the man for you. But if he honors your time, your space, and your standards, he's showing you respect. And respect is the foundation of investment. He shows ambition and stability. I'm not saying he needs a 6-figure salary tomorrow, but he's taking action toward his goals. He's responsible with money, with his career, and with his life. If he can't handle himself, he can't handle you. Simple. Now, girls, here's the kicker. When you start seeing these signs, the next move isn't chasing harder. It's watching him step up naturally. And if he can't, you know exactly what to do. But I'll get into that in the next section. Stay tuned. Because this is where most women blow it, and I'm about to show you how to never make that mistake. All right, let's get real, ladies. You've got the mindset, You know the signs. Now, what do you do when a man can't or won't invest? This is where most women get trapped in cycles of frustration and heartbreak. But we're not most women. We're empowered, strategic, and absolutely irresistible. Here's your blueprint. Stop giving for free. I don't care if he's cute, funny, or charming. If he's not showing up for you in a meaningful way, stop investing your energy. Don't spend your time, money, or emotions trying to change him. Don't negotiate your standards. One of the sneakiest traps is lowering your standards just this once. That's how crumbs turn into years of disappointment. Stand firm. Your boundaries are your power. Walk away with grace. This is key, girls. Walking away isn't defeat, it's strategy. And here's the psychological truth. When you step back, the men who are worth your time feel the loss. The ones who can't handle it, they vanish, just like they should. Leverage feminine energy to attract the right men. Remember the feminine power shift we talked about earlier? Use it now. Be radiant, confident, and fully occupied with your life. When a high-value man sees your energy and independence, he's magnetically drawn to invest. And the low-value men, they're left in the dust. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I feel guilty? What if I think I'm being too harsh? Listen to me, girl. There's nothing harsh about knowing your worth. There's nothing wrong with demanding respect, love, and consistency. And the men who love you for you, they'll meet you there. Stick around, because the next section is where the magic happens. I'm going to teach you how to flip the script, turn the tables, and get the man you actually want to commit, invest, and spoil you. Okay, now it's time to get tactical, sisters. Here's how you take the principles we've been talking about and apply them to actually get a man to invest in you. Create scarcity without playing games. Here's the truth. Men value what they can't have easily. When you're constantly available, you lose allure. When you have your own life, your own goals, and your own energy, suddenly he wants to invest, not manipulate, not test, but genuinely step up. Set up the reward system. This is behavioral psychology in action. Reward the behaviors you want. When he shows up, compliments you, invests emotionally or financially, acknowledge it, enjoy it, but don't overgive. The goal is to teach him that investing in you feels good and it's worth it. Let your energy lead the way. A man will chase the energy he wants. If you're confident, playful, radiant, and high value, he's going to respond. If you're needy, anxious, or desperate, he's going to pull away. It's science. Girls, not fluff. Use the power of boundaries as leverage. Boundaries aren't threats, they're magnets. When a man sees that you won't tolerate crumbs, that you won't compromise your standards, he's faced with a choice. Step up or self-eliminate. And trust me, the ones worth your time, they'll choose to invest. Here's a little story for you. One of my friends, let's call her Mia, was dating a guy for 6 months. He never invested emotionally or financially. She finally set a firm boundary. No more waiting around. Within 2 weeks, the man stepped up completely, surprising her with attention, gifts, and consistent effort. Why? Because she held her standards and radiated her worth. That, girls, is power in action. So ladies, let's wrap this up and tie it all together. Here's the bottom line. If he can't afford you now, emotionally, financially, or in his effort, he never will. And the good news? That's actually your secret weapon. Walking away, enforcing boundaries, radiating feminine power, and focusing on your worth. That's how you attract the men who actually deserve you. Remember, your value is non-negotiable. Your time is precious. Your energy is magnetic. The moment you internalize these principles, feminine power, boundaries, and high-value strategy, you stop chasing, you stop settling, and you start receiving. And the payoff? High-value men will invest in you freely. They'll treat you like a queen, emotionally, physically, and financially. And the best part? You'll feel empowered, confident, and in total control of your dating life. So here's your final call to action, girls. If you're ready to start commanding respect, attention, and investment, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I promise you, the next video is going to take these strategies even deeper and show you how to spot a high-value man in under 10 minutes. Remember, ladies, you are the prize. Always have been, always will be. And the men who can't see it, well, they're not worth a single second of your time.